Hello and welcome to ACCA F5 Performance Management. Although its name is Performance Management, this deals with most of the management accounting paper. The earlier paper which was relevant to this exam was F2. You might have passed that exam, or if you have come through FIA qualification, then the relevant paper was FMA, which you have passed it. Now the advanced level, if you pass F5 exam and if you like this exam, you might choose another exam as well relevant to this paper, which is Advanced Performance Management, Advanced of F5. But you can be ACCA member without passing P5 exam, because you might not like management accounting. If you don't like management accounting, then you have option to choose any other exams in options, which is P level exam. You might choose P4, P6 or P7 if you hate F5. Right, so let's talk about the relationship of this exam with the other exams. As I said, the exam which was relevant to this exam was F2 or FMA. If you have come through FIA qualification, this was the exam name. If you have come through ACCA qualification, this was the relevant exam. Now you could be exempt from these two exams, and you might have come from any other route, say for example degree route. If you have come through other route to ACCA, and this could be your first exam at ACCA, in that case you might have studied cost accounting in your other studies or management accounting. Then this is simply extension to that subject, so you don't have to worry about it. In either case, if you have come through ACCA or through other routes, you don't have to worry at all, because we will start from the scratch. We will take each topic and we will talk about much about that topic from the scratch till the end. So I will assume that you don't know anything about this topic, right? So the topics, if you have come through these routes, these were the papers which were relevant to your ACCA F5 exam. Now this was small exams and knowledge level. This exam which we are now studying is called Performance Management, or PM. This is F5 exam, and this is advanced of this exam. If you pass this exam successfully, advanced paper of P5, Advanced Performance Management, is also relevant to this exam. P5 is extension of this exam. So if you like management accounting and if you are planning to choose P5 at options level, then you should study this exam with good grades. So your preparation at this level is going to help you at P5 exam. There's relevance of exam P3 called Business Analysis, or BA. It is also relevant to F5. So some of the things which you are studying at F5 might well help you at P3 level. And P3 and P5 are also relevant to each other, right? So this is the relationship with other exams. So that's why if you see, this is the only compulsory exam. This is the only compulsory management accounting paper, because this exam is optional paper. You don't have to choose this excuse me, you don't have to choose this exam if you hate management accounting. So if you love management accounting, you should study well. If you hate this management accounting, then again you should study well, because this is the only exam which you are going to prepare and which you are going to study at this level, right? Now if we talk about the syllabus and exam areas which we are going to study, most of the things which you have studied at F5 gonna come at this level as well, but it will be a little bit extended one. Say for example you have studied standard costing at F2 or FMA, which was variance analysis. We will see variance analysis here as well. We will revise the variance analysis which you have studied at F2, but we will take an extension as well. We will deal things like planning and operational variance, or mixed and yield variance as well, which you haven't seen before, right? So there will be topics. The topics will be the same which you have already studied at F2, but it will be a little bit extended version of those topics, right? So let's talk about the topics then. First topic will deal with cost accounting. Cost accounting, or you can say it costing. In that topic, we will see revise the things which you have already seen, say absorption costing or marginal costing, traditional cost accounting techniques. We will revise them topics which you have already seen in that topic, and we will see the new topics, say target costing, which you haven't seen before, or life cycle costing, or things like environmental costing. So we'll see things like that in this portion which you haven't studied before, right? But we will also revise what you have already studied, and I will revise from the point of view assuming that you don't know them. So we will take them from the scratch till the end. You don't have to worry about it. The second major portion is called decision making. Decision making. Now, decision making is very, very crucial, because this exam deals and has important aspect of decision making. Because why do management accounting need decision making? Decision making is very, very important part in real life as well. If you think about in real life, decision of choosing ACCA was very, very important in your whole life, because when you choose ACCA as your career option, you will be bound for quite many years with ACCA dates. Say, for example, if you need to spend time with your family, you will have to take days off in December, in June, and now in March and September as well, because you are busy in your exams. So you will be bound in these dates for, say, 4 or 5 years since you complete your ACCA. So it was very, very major decision. You had to consider the cost it takes to complete ACCA exams and the tuitions. Obviously, we are providing free, but others charge for tuition fee. Anyway, you needed to consider the time as well. You needed to consider the hard work which it takes to complete ACCA exam. You might have consulted someone who has completed ACCA or who know about ACCA. You might have asked them that if we are going to be ACCA member, whether it is good for career options or not. So that's why it was very, very important as far as your life was concerned. But we're not talking about our lives, we are talking about a company's life. So in company as well, decision making is very, very important. Say, for example, pricing decision. If I want to increase the price of my products because I want to increase my profits. So it is good in one sense that I will increase my profit, but on the other hand, it could have negative effect on the sale volumes. So when I increase the price, then I think you would appreciate the fact that after increasing the price, the demand will be lower. Less people will come to my shop to buy the stuff, right? So that's why could be many other decisions as well. I have just given you an example. So decision making is very, very important topic. Another topic is called budgeting, which we have already seen. Budgeting, you have already seen it, F2 or FMA, or in your other studies. We will see in details here, and we will see other things as well which you have not seen at F2 level, say behavioral aspects of budgeting you haven't seen before. So we will see here as well. But as far as budgeting is concerned, for now, if you don't know anything about budgeting, think about it as a plan, a long-term plan. It could be financial or it could be non-financial. Before I want to have a go at something, I will make a plan about that. And when I make a plan, then it could go according to the plan, or it could go worse or better than the plan. So we will see later. But as far as budgeting is concerned, for now you just think it as a plan, a long-term plan. Now, as I said, when I make a plan, and it could go according to the plan, the action which I take, it could go according to the plan, or it could go worse than or better than the plan. So we need to think that whether we are going well than plan, or whether we are worse than plan as compared to the plan. So that thing is called variance analysis or standard costing, right? So we will see the next topic, variance analysis. Now, variance analysis, as I said, is checking whether we are going according to the plan or not. That is called variance analysis. Say, for example, I have estimated that in year 2018, I will send 10,000 pieces of my car, 10,000 items of my car, blah, blah model. But in actual terms, when the year ended, when I checked it, my actual sales were 9,500 pieces of that specific model. So I was worse off than what I planned for. So the difference between actual and the thing which I planned is called variance. So it is variance. We will see in details what what type of variance analysis are there, how we can calculate it, why we need at all of standard costing, right? So we will see in details. The last topic is called performance measurement. Performance measurement. Now, performance measurement is a topic where we will measure the performance of the management. Because I am owner of the company and I am not present in my office all the while. So someone else is working on my behalf and they are managing my company. How would I know if my management is working fine or not? So I will have to measure my management performance, right? So there could be many measures to measure the performance of my management. It could be financial measures, it could be non-financial measures. We will see what sort of measures are required, why we need them, are they reliable or not. So we'll see all that bits and pieces in that topic. The most common measure which most companies use is profit, isn't it? So when I see at the statement of a company, I will see net profit. First of all, I will see net profit. So net profit, say £1 million. Oh my God, it's nice profit. But when I compare to the last year, it was say 15 million. So it is, what did I say, just 10 million. Let's start again. If say a company has made a profit of 10 million and we will say, when we'll see the profit, we'll say that this is a huge profit, £10 million. Oh my God, it's a nice profit. But when we compare it to the last year, and say last year was 15 million profit, then we will start to think, yeah, it's not that good because last year was 15 million, right? So we need some standard to compare with. Otherwise, we can't just say it is good or bad, right? So that's why we will measure performance and we will need some measures. We will think this is a profit of last year, we can compare it from this year. This is the profit of another company, we can compare it with another company. Say, for example, if we are thinking about 2017 results, then we will say our company made profit of this much. What is profit of our competitor? We will compare it with our competitor. Then we will come to know that whether we are doing good or bad, right? Anyways, we will see all of the topics in details again when we move to each of the topics in turn. But these are just the topics and these are not the chapters, and each topic has got few chapters in it. And that is all the syllabus of F5. If you're looking at the syllabus and these content listed here, you might start to think that this is a very small syllabus, but it looks like small syllabus, and all the topics look familiar from your earlier studies. But as I earlier explained, that this is just list of the topics, and we will see extended versions of each and every bit which you have already seen, right? Now, these were the topics. If we talk about the exam itself, now exam, ACCA F5 exam. ACCA has recently introduced computer-based and paper-based options. Now you have a choice if you want to appear for this exam as computer-based or paper-based. As far as computer-based is concerned, because it has recently been introduced, if you think that you are competent enough and familiar enough with the computer system, then you should go for CBE. Otherwise, if you're not familiar enough with the computer and the sort of questions which will appear and how to solve them on the computer, then you should not go for CBE. The reason we used to choose CBE in the earlier exam was instant result. When, say for example, you gave a F2 exam and you got your result instantly if you appear for CBE exam. But here at F5, even if you choose PBE or CBE, you will have to wait for the result at standard date. So both, even if you choose CBE exam, you will still have to wait for your normal results date. So no point of choosing CBE. And again, if you choose CBE, if you prefer to choose CBE in F5, then please go to ACCA's website, and there is a sample which there is a tutorial of CBE, how the CBEs looks like at this level, skills level, and familiarize yourself with that system until the exam day. if you have chosen PBE, PBEs are just normal exams, so you don't have to worry about it. You just have to write down with your own writing. Exam itself, as I said, if we talk about, there are 3 sections. Section 1 has 15 questions in it, and these are multiple choice questions. So it will give you a question and it will give you a few options, and you have to choose one option. And these are 15 questions, and altogether 30 marks. If you talk about the second section is exactly the same, 15 questions, 2 marks each, and altogether 30 marks. Hang on, these two look exactly the same, so what's the difference between these two? Of course there is a difference. In this section, section 2, it will give you 3 scenarios. So why is he giving you scenarios? He's giving you scenarios, 3 scenarios, and each scenario will have 5 questions in them. So 5 times 3 is equal to 15 questions. So he'll give you 3 scenarios. Say for example, if he has given you 1 scenario, and it is a quite big scenario, and after that scenario he has given you 5 questions which are relevant to that specific scenario, and you have to choose answer from the questions of that specific scenario. After them 5 questions and the scenario, it will give you another scenario with 5 questions, and so on. So there are 3 scenarios, and each scenario has got 5 questions in them, and these are multiple choice questions again, exactly like the section 1. So you have given 4 options or 3 options, and then you have to choose between them the right answer. As far as the last section is concerned, this is the 3rd section, and in this section you will have to answer application based questions. So there will be a couple of questions here, 2 questions, 20 marks each, so it equals 40 marks. So if you can make the equation equal 60 here and 40 here equals 100 marks. So there isn't any choice available at this level, so you have to answer all the questions given in the exam. Right, so that is it for now, I think, and we will see first portion, cost accounting techniques or costing, in our next lesson, and I wish you good luck for your exam, and see you in the next lecture then.